Okay, this is a video of my 2002 Dodge Ram 1500. Was changing the CV axle, and I noticed that it wasn't the CV axle that had the damage as much as the axle shaft here, my intermediate shaft. It's got a little snap ring in here that I heard a pop, and what happened is the CV axle popped out a little bit and it ended up grinding the intermediate shaft splines. And you can see they're all ground down here. C-clip's out right now. The snap ring rather. So they're all ground, so I had to change my intermediate shaft. So looking online, I didn't see anything. So I ended up, there was a puller. I couldn't find one to rent in town, so I tried making one. That failed miserably. So I have to remove the shaft from inside the differential. So I just wanted to show you what I did here. Took the cover off, obviously, drained fluid. A lot of fluid comes out. Then I've got, this is your the inside of your differential. There's a little roll pin here. I've got it removed already, but it can only come out one way. This little roll pin has to come out toward the driver's side. It won't come out any other way. And to do that, there's a little pin, a little hole here to access it. I don't know if you can see that right there. This little hole. And if you have something that you can, like a punch that's long enough that will go in there, you can hammer it through. I didn't have anything, so I ended up just using this old 3/16 Allen wrench, ground it out, and then that just pushes in. And I took a socket extension and hammered that and pushed the roll pin out. Didn't have to come all the way out, just far enough so that the pin here can be removed. Now you can see I just pushed it a little bit there, so I could tell that that roll pin's out far enough. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to turn my ring gear here. See if I can do this. I'm going to turn my ring gear here, and just to expose the spider gears inside. And there you can see my shaft. That's the shaft there. I'll just move it a little bit. That, I don't know if you can see that movement. There's a snap ring in there inside that spider gear that's being held. So I'm going to turn this. And this pin should just fall out. If not, you might have to tap it from the other side a little bit. There you go. I'm going to keep turning it so that I can actually pull it right out. So that pin comes right out, and you can see right here at the end of it is where that roll pin went through. That's what keeps it in place. Now you have to be very careful when you turn it back, because these spider gears are going to want to push out. They're going to want to roll right out. You don't want them to roll out or fall out completely. It's not impossible to fix after, obviously. There's little shims behind there. You have to be careful, and you have to line them back up again. And I just don't want to do that. So now you can see the shaft there. Now there's nothing stopping my intermediate shaft from coming in. So when I push on it, there you go. Just push it enough and you can see there's that snap ring that holds it in. So now it's just a matter of getting a couple of screwdrivers or a pick set or something just to remove this little snap ring. I can turn it there. So it's just a matter of removing that little snap ring and just then the shaft just pulls right out. Be careful not to damage the seal that's on the end here, and just pull the shaft right out and replace it, and reverse everything in reverse order. So hopefully that helps somebody for removing the intermediate shaft on a 2002 Dodge Ram 1500.